Capitalism was thriving, and the Amsterdam Stock Exchange had opened. Calvinist Amsterdam quickly became the capital of speculative finance, and its markets governed trade throughout Europe. Printing created the conditions for the standardization and regulation of currencies that further facilitated the development of global networks of exchange. But printing also introduced a subtle yet important change in the nature of money. With paper currency, the token of exchange shifted from valuable material to a sign with no intrinsic worth. As we will hear in Chapter 4, once the distinction between stuff and sign had been made, it was all but inevitable that the signifier, sign, and the signified, stuff, would eventually drift apart, and the economy would at some point become a groundless play of signs. Describing what might well be 21st century financial markets, Fernand Braudel writes, "Speculation on the Amsterdam Stock Exchange had reached a degree of sophistication and abstraction which made it for many years a very special trading center of Europe, a place where people were not content simply to buy and sell shares, speculating on their possible rise or fall, but where one could, by means of various ingenious combinations, speculate without having any money or shares at all. The speculator was in fact selling something he did not possess, and buying something he never would. It was known as blank buying. The operation would be resolved by a loss or gain. The difference would be settled by a payment one way or the other, and the game would go on." With the spread of mercantile capitalism and the emergence of speculative financial markets, the market economy reached a new level of complexity. Not only was it easier to borrow money in Holland in the 1750s than it was in New York in the 1980s, but the Amsterdam Exchange of the 1700s was also in many ways surprisingly similar to the financial markets in New Amsterdam during the 1980s and 1990s. Clockwork Universe. Speed. It's always a matter, or increasingly a non-matter, of time, and money. Time, 1936. Place, any factory, USA. Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times begins with music playing and a full-screen shot of a clock with the second hand moving toward 6 o'clock. After the credits roll, words appear superimposed on the clock. Modern Times, a story of industry, of individual enterprise, humanity crusading in pursuit of happiness. The film captures the travails of workers in post-Depression industrial America. The action begins with a herd of pigs rushing to their slaughter, followed by a herd of men emerging from the subway, rushing to a factory. Like Lucy and Ethel frantically trying to wrap chocolates faster and faster, workers desperately scramble to keep up with the assembly line, while managers reading newspapers in comfortable offices, surrounded by secretaries and calculating machines, order their subordinates on the shop floor to keep speeding up production. An elaborate surveillance network of cameras and screens monitors workers even during bathroom breaks. Workers' bodily movements are as automated and mechanized as the production line. Every day begins and ends with workers punching a time clock. When the little tramp